We're joined today by Fröjd, CEO of smartrecruitment.com. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
There's a lot happening within the Asian gaming industry and the recruitment industry as well. What are the current headhunting and recruitment trends that you're seeing for the Philippines and then for Asia?
I mean, from our view in being a recruitment agency, we see much more international companies opening up businesses here in Manila, either focusing on the full commercial teams or more on the support functions, I would say. We've understood that they are choosing Manila because most of the clients are based in Manila or in other countries, in nearby, Southeast Asian countries, which obviously makes Manila a very, convenient travel hub in that sense. Another thing that I think is worth mentioning, I think, is also the cost question. Even if these companies do tend to hire expats as well here, it is more cost effective rather than flying in people from Europe, right? And having local presence here as well, makes it easier for them to go more to the face-to-face meetings with clients more frequently, which is always very, very important in the terms of business that we are in. So we also see growing demands for our services for newer markets in Asia and just outside of Asia, which is Bangladesh, Pakistan, Laos, and Myanmar. And they're hiring for roles like business development managers, marketing managers, key account managers. And also worth mentioning, Japan has been, a popular market for some time, and it continues to be so as well for us, at least from what we can see from the demand from our clients, both from the B2B as well as the B2C side.
For the type of people that are being procured by the recruiters, is it more the top management or is it kind of more of the account representative?
I mean, speaking from our perspective, being an agency, mainly working with mid-level to C-level positions, right? This is where, we see the demand still being at its highest, while, companies tend to, when it comes to more junior positions or entry-level positions, they tend to use, either internal recruiters or non-iGaming focused agencies to support on those roles. But we see a notable, increase in demand for our services for more C-level positions for these companies in various departments. So it can be in finance, it can be in commercials, it can be in operations, and this is a trend that we have been seeing, growing quite steadily for the past couple of years, which most likely is because of the fact that the companies here are also, growing and they are in need of such roles at this stage.
So, I mean, these Asian operators themselves, who are they looking for? Is it a certain area? Is it a certain type? Is it a certain background, a certain profile? What are they looking for?
I mean, through the work that we've done from the clients that we do have here, it's a very high focus on the commercial teams, as I mentioned earlier. So it's a lot of, positions in terms of, marketing directors, business development managers, country directors, commercial directors, also a lot of the C-level roles, as I mentioned, CMOs, CCOs, COOs. They are also, as I mentioned briefly earlier, hiring more for the support functions as well. But we at smartrecruitment.com, we mainly work with, mid-level to C-level positions, right? So that's really where our focus is. But I would say, overall, they are looking for very senior candidates from the iGaming industry that has a very strategic mindset, because they need someone to basically come in and direct them and lead their way into Asia. And both for new companies coming in that need this, but also for already established companies that are here that are looking, to grow their market share.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, Asia has been a particular focus with the growth that's been happening, not only within the Philippines, but in the region, as you had mentioned as well. Has the focus changed at all, though, with the opportunities which are appearing within LatAm and Brazil? Is there much crossover between the two, between the Asian recruitment and the LatAm and Brazil recruitment? I
mean, from our view, the focus remains the same, with an equal, if not even increased, actually, demand for our services in Asia. As I mentioned earlier, we have companies looking into new markets in Asia, like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, etc. But of course, we're also observing, the growing trend of companies, platform providers, Asia operators venturing into the Latin American markets, specifically for Brazil. So, whether it's a casino operator, a game provider, or a sportsbook platform provider, for example, they're all seeking commercial experts, I would say, who will be, spearheading their LatAm expansion. And obviously also with the legalization of sports betting in Brazil end of last year and in December 2023, we see an increase of need of our services specifically from sportsbook platform providers who are either looking to hire people working remotely from other countries in Latin America, other countries in Asia, or actually also on the ground in Brazil.
We've been hearing this catchword over and over, and I'm starting to get very sick of it. AI, yay! But how has the AI affected specifically the recruitment business?
I mean, so AI is obviously, in our everyday life all the time, privately, in terms of professionally as well. We are integrating it into our services as much as we can. It's supporting us with summarizing CVs. It can help us in terms of coming up with more complex questions that we can ask during our interviews with candidates to evaluate them properly. So it is helping our search process to be better. However, there are still many areas where AI can't really help us, at least from a recruitment company's perspective. And one very important thing that I firstly want to mention here is that 50% of our final candidates in our recruitment processes with clients, particularly in Asia, they are not on digital platforms like LinkedIn, for example. Having a human factor, a human recruiter doing the network building, doing the referrals and all of that, it's a very, very crucial part of our process. And overall, we prioritize, human interaction overall in our processes. So looking into how AI is for recruitment, I would say that it does a good job in terms of the entry-level positions. So for maybe customer support, it can be a better support. While when it comes to more mid-level to C-level positions, it is more needed of that human factor. Because we don't feel like it has the same effectiveness when it comes to that kind of evaluation. So again, having that human factor, doing that evaluation from our point of view, it is very, very crucial, specifically the networking part, in order to reach that other 50% that I mentioned earlier that are not on the digital platforms, basically. So, overall, when it comes to assessing, for example, soft skills, like, communication skills, social skills, we feel like, that's a hard part for AI to deliver. And another also very important part, in the recruitment process is to see, okay, what's the cultural fit here between the candidate and the company, right? And we believe that, that's better evaluated by a human rather than AI. So, I mean, to summarize, AI is coming. We are using it more as a co-pilot, I would say, for us in our services. And if it's more for the entry-level positions, AI can be more effective. But if it's more for mid-level to C-level roles, we believe that you should be working with like an agency like ours, and get to get the top talents in the industry.
That makes total sense. Makes total sense. And luckily, that means that we will both be keeping our jobs for a while,
yes,
right?
Exactly. That's the plan.
Well, I wanted to thank you again, Ellen Fröjd, CEO of SmartRecruitment.com. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.